Before there was ever this present day chatter about startup hype, tech valuation, or building to exit, there was a man who decided to build things that nations depend on, quietly, deliberately, and at scale.
I am Black Success.
Welcome back to the I Am Black Success podcast. I'm Stephen A. Hart, founder and host of the show. And we are celebrating Black History Month and our 10th year anniversary as a podcast. And we're doing so with a 28-day series featuring Black Trailblazers in business. Today's day 6 in our series, and as I've been saying all week, this is not a history lesson. It's a business lesson rooted in our history. Today we're going global and talking about Mr. Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote was born in 1957 in Kano, Nigeria, into a family that understood trade, commerce, and long-term thinking. Now, as a child, Dangote didn't just observe business, he practiced it. He shared stories of buying sweets and sugar, repackaging them, and selling them to classmates for profit. An early exposure to trade teaches you something fundamental. Demand is local, supply is strategic, and the value multiplies when you can control both. Dangote later studies business and economics and returns to Nigeria at a time when the country is importing much of what it consumes. We're talking sugar, cement, flour. He starts where many entrepreneurs start, trading and moving goods that other people produce. But here's where his thinking separates him from most. He noticed a pattern. Africa was consuming, but didn't produce enough of its own essentials. And that dependency created a sense of fragility. So instead of asking, how do I move more product? Dangote asked himself a different question. What happens if we make this ourselves? Good questions are so vital, and that one question changes everything. Instead of just staying in trading, he begins moving upstream into manufacturing, cement plants, sugar refineries, flour mills. Now, this isn't fast business. It's capital intensive and very infrastructure heavy. It's also slow, but it lasts. At one point, Dangote commits billions to build what would become one of the largest oil refineries in the world, right inside Nigeria. But it was not a smooth process. The project had to be relocated after years of planning, which cost him hundreds of millions of dollars before production even began. And that's where most people would have cut their losses and moved their capital somewhere else. But Dangote doubled down. Because this wasn't about branding, it was about breaking dependency. Nigeria's exporting crude oil, but importing fuel. And too many systems benefited from that inefficiency. So Dangote chose to disrupt it by building capacity right at home and controlling the value chain. That's nation-shaping thinking. Dangote understood something critical. That distribution creates cash flow and that production creates power. Today, the Dangote Group operates across cement, sugar, flour, fertilizer, salt, and energy, employing tens of thousands and shaping infrastructure across all of Africa. Dangote didn't chase trends. He solved foundational problems. He didn't just ask what was popular. He looked at what was missing, and then he built what the system required. So here is today's mission fuel lesson we can extract from Mr. Dangote's story and his journey. Real scale doesn't come from doing more. It comes from controlling more of the value chain. Dangote understood that owning production is what turns participation into power. Trading is quick, manufacturing is durable. Remember, scale doesn't have to start with expansion. It can start with control. Now, as we wrap up, I want you to remember that power isn't loud, it is structural. Black History Month is not just something we should honor. I believe it is something that you and I must begin to apply. Join me tomorrow as we shift from industrial scale to cultural power and talk about a trailblazer who turned identity, creativity, and ownership into a global brand. We are featuring Rihanna.